The ocean view. You ever wonder what the ocean dreams about when no one's around to hear it? I do, because last summer, I think it dreamed about me. My name's Eli Turner, and I used to manage a rundown motel called the Ocean View, the kind of place that's seen more seagulls than guests and smells faintly of bleach, cigarettes, and broken promises. It sat on the edge of a small Maine town called Gray Harbor, where the fog rolls in thick enough to make you forget where the shore ends and the world begins. I wasn't much of anything, just a guy paying bills, keeping the lights on, pretending I didn't mind that my dreams were smaller than my father's expectations. The kind of man who counted change more often than blessings. Every morning, I'd step out onto the cracked parking lot, coffee cooling in my hand, and watch the ocean swell behind the motel sign. The V in view had burned out years ago, so it just said the Ocean U. Somehow that always felt about right. Guests came and went like tides. Truckers, drifters, the occasional broken family trying to fix something that couldn't be fixed. You learn not to ask questions. You learn to let the ocean swallow whatever stories it wants. Then one night, a guest checked in who changed everything. A woman, room 9, paid cash, no luggage, and when she smiled, it didn't reach her eyes. Her name, if you can call it that, was Maris Wren. I remember because when I wrote it in the registry later that night, I saw something that made my heart hiccup. The name was already there, written in my own handwriting, dated 2 days before she arrived. And that was the moment I realized something in Gray Harbor had started to remember me back. Next morning, room 9 was empty, bed untouched, shower dry, but the window wide open facing the sea, and on the windowsill a wet footprint, small and bare, as if someone had walked straight out into the water. That's when things started getting strange. The lights in the hallway began to pulse at night, dimming and flaring like the motel had a heartbeat of its own. Guests, what few there were, complained of whispers coming through the vents. One man in room 3 said he woke up to see a woman standing at the end of his bed, her hair dripping seawater onto the carpet. When I checked, the floor was soaked. I tried to laugh it off, told myself it was the wind, the plumbing, the town's salt air corroding everything it touched. But the excuses started to sound thin, even in my own head. Then came the phone calls. The front desk phone would ring, sharp and sudden in the dead of night. I'd pick up and there'd be nothing, just the hush of waves, steady and close, like someone was calling from under the surf. Once I whispered, "Who is this?" And the voice, soft, trembling, whispered back, "You know me." After that, sleep became a stranger. I started digging through the motel's records, old receipts, anything that might explain what was happening. The place had changed hands a dozen times over the decades, each new owner staying just long enough to vanish without a trace. The sheriff called them drifters. Town gossip said they ran off, couldn't handle the loneliness. But I found something else, something worse. In a yellowed ledger from 1974, I saw a familiar signature scrawled across the page, Eli Turner, manager. And right beneath it, the same neat cursive that belonged to Maris Wren, room 9. I stared at that page until the letters seemed to shimmer, like the ink itself was breathing. Outside, the fog rolled in thick and white, pressing up against the glass like a living thing. I could swear I saw shapes moving in it, arms, faces, flickers of something that used to be human. That's when I realized the Ocean View wasn't just haunted, it was hungry. And I'd already given it my name. I decided to leave. Bags packed, car loaded, engine running. Didn't even bother locking the office door. The keys jingled in my pocket, cold as teeth. But when I looked in the rearview mirror, there it was. The motel. Still there, even though I'd been driving for hours. Fog hugged the highway like a curtain drawn tight, mile after mile of gray nothing. No other cars, no towns, just the Ocean View. Always ahead, always waiting, its sign flickering like a dying heartbeat. My hands shook on the wheel. I floored it. 80, 90, still that damn sign cut through the mist every few minutes, the letters glowing blue-white, the V still dead, the ew leering like a grin. Finally, I slammed the brakes, gravel screaming beneath the tires. The world went still. I stepped out into the cold. The fog parted like it had been waiting for me, and there it was again, the motel, silent, patient, breathing. I walked to the front desk. The lights were on inside. My name tag still sat on the counter, and behind it, she was waiting. Maris Wren. The woman from room 9, skin pale as moonlit surf, eyes reflecting nothing but the dark. She smiled, that same empty smile. "It's your turn, Eli. The sea's been calling your name." Behind her, through the office window, the ocean was moving. Not waves, not really. It was climbing. Water rising up the hill in smooth, deliberate swells, swallowing the parking lot, crawling toward the lobby doors. Every instinct screamed run, but my legs wouldn't move. She stepped closer. Her hair dripped salt water onto the tile. The air reeked of brine and decay. "You signed it," she whispered. "You took the job. You belong to the View now." I looked down, and in the registry my name glowed faintly under the desk lamp. The ink rippled, letters shifting, twisting into something not human. The floorboards trembled. The water burst through the glass. Maris reached out a hand. "Come home?" I took it, and as the sea crashed through the lobby, pulling me under, I heard the motel sigh, deep, content, eternal, like the ocean itself had finally taken a breath. When I woke up, it was morning. The motel was quiet again. No water, no fog, just gulls crying over the surf, their voices slicing the air like old ghosts that never learned to rest. I was lying behind the front desk, clothes stiff with salt, mouth dry with the taste of metal and sea. For a long while, I didn't move. I just listened to the hum of the soda machine, the whisper of the tide, and tried to convince myself I was alive. Then I saw it. The registry, open, waiting. Under manager, written in neat blue ink, was my name. Below it, a date, 3 years from now. I touched the page. The ink was dry but warm, as if it had been written moments ago. The handwriting was mine, no question. Every curve, every loop, my hand, my mark, my curse. Outside, a car pulled into the lot. A young couple stepped out, sunburned, smiling, dragging luggage behind them. They looked like people who still believed in beginnings. The man waved, cheerful. "Hey there, you open?" I opened my mouth, but nothing came out. Just a low hum, like the distant drone of the ocean pressed against my chest. The woman pointed to the sign. "Cute place, the ocean view. You've got vacancies, right?" I hesitated, then nodded. My body moved before my thoughts caught up. Keys in hand, smile rehearsed, words automatic. "Room 9's available," I heard myself say. When I handed her the key, our fingers brushed. Her skin was cold, damp, like she'd just come from the water. Like she smiled, soft, polite. And for a second, I saw something flicker behind her eyes. Recognition, or maybe memory. The couple disappeared into the fog beyond the office door. The moment they were gone, I turned back to the registry. Their names were already written there. My stomach twisted. The air thickened. Somewhere deep inside the motel, pipes groaned like something alive. I looked toward the ocean, its gray expanse trembling under the morning light. The tide was higher than before, creeping closer to the foundations, licking at the gravel like it knew it would win in the end. And maybe that's what I finally understood. You don't manage the ocean view, you serve it, until the sea remembers your name. Sometimes I hear the ocean whisper when I lock up for the night. Sometimes I dream of waves climbing the stairs, of voices in the walls asking me to join them. I tell myself it's just the wind, just the pipes, just the weight of silence pressing too long against the bones of this place. But I know better. The ocean view isn't just a motel, it's a mouth, and I'm what it decided to swallow. The guests come and go, their laughter echoing through the hallways for a while, before fading into the static hum that fills every empty room. They don't stay long. No one ever does. But lately, I've started to wonder if I want them to. Because when the last car drives away, when the sign flickers out and the fog rolls in thick as smoke, I feel the pull, the call beneath the floorboards. I walk the halls at night, listening. Sometimes I catch glimpses in the mirrors, faces that aren't mine, standing just behind my shoulder, smiling that same hollow smile Maris Wren wore the night she took my hand. And every morning, when I open the office, room 9's key is missing from the rack. Always room 9. I replace it. It disappears. I replace it again. The ocean always takes it back. They say the sea keeps what it loves, and I think it's learning to love me. So, if you ever find yourself in Gray Harbor and you pass by the ocean view, don't stop. Don't look back, because sometimes the ocean remembers your name before you even arrive. Soft pause. Tone shifts to calm, conversational. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like the video. It really helps the channel grow and keep stories like this one reaching more listeners. Don't forget to subscribe for new tales every day and share this video with someone who loves a good chill down their spine. Thank you for watching and listening to The Ocean View. There's another story waiting for you right now. Check the video recommended on your screen, and I'll see you back here tomorrow, if the tide lets you.